Okay. All right. Yesterday at the end of the Brian Joyce show.
Are those guys gay? You know, Pete and Kimmer and Gossett, the Kimmer show guys. They're gay, right? Because I've literally never experienced anybody in my life, male or female, that's more obsessed with me than those guys. Never. Not even a woman. Now, I mean, unless they're gay. I mean, unless those guys are broadcasting from a bathhouse in San Francisco, there's no way. No, look, not that there's anything wrong with that, okay?
He seems to be really focusing on this whole gay thing, visioning us in a bathhouse,
I am not gay.
I guess. And then, but what's really wrong is what he did this.
Because I do think Gossett in particular, I think really could have been something. If he spent half as much time working on his act as he does fixating on me, if he spent half as much time working on his act as he does ripping off jokes from Reddit, this guy could actually be something. I mean, he could have a real job in comedy.
You know, it's one thing to, you can call us gay and do anything you want, but when that's just vicious slander, and that affects Jim Gossett's work ethic, too, by the way. Let's set a few things on the record. First of all, Jim Gossett's been blasting Brian Joyce for a year. I mean, and the reason is obvious. First of all, I don't censor the Newsmaker line, and he has been personally offended by the fact that Brian Joyce is a phony. He's a fake and a phony and a liar. He's a cop hater. He's a Trump hater. Read his tweets. Read his Facebook. Read all the vicious, nasty things he's been saying for years about Donald Trump. And he has a show in Chattanooga for 2 hours before he does a show by phone here from Chattanooga. And he spends 2 hours there, and he has told people before in Chattanooga that when they said, why don't you be yourself and come out as a liberal and tell people you hate Donald Trump? And he says, well, when I did that, my ratings disappeared. They stopped listening to me. So now he realizes that he's too much of a coward to be himself, so he's going to have to come on and pretend to be, I don't even know what he's pretending. That's what kills me about his show. I don't care about him. I don't even know him. I've only met him once in my life. I don't know the guy. I have no idea what he's like. But he's a terrible radio broadcaster because he's a phony. He won't say what he believes. He won't be honest. And you can't do a talk show because they're going to out you. They're going to find out you're a phony. Everybody knows exactly where I stand, okay? I mean, okay. Now, for good or bad, and a lot of people hate my guts and will never do anything with me because they know who I am. Nobody knows who Brian Joyce is because he's keeping some secrets. And by the way, Pete, he outed us.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I guess he found out that you and I, we went together with one of our special guy friends from the Philippines and went over to Thailand. Remember that, for that trip to Thailand? Because Thailand is known for its cuisine. Yeah, it's known for the Thai food. You've heard of Thai, famous Thai, and you and I wanted to go and visit with our friend from the a guy buddy from the Philippines, and we also wanted to experience the famous for exotic orchid display. They had the year orchid and review display there, and they have single orchids and group orchids and arrangements, and oh God, it was so lovely.
I don't mind being called gay.
No.
But chubby is over the line,
Chubby,
buddy.
now you're unsanitary. Just a damn minute. Anyway, so he outed us on that because that's what most American single fastidious men do when they go to Thailand with their buddies from the Philippines for a little vacation time. And the zoos. Will you ever forget our trip to the zoo where you can actually have Thai food and enjoy a centerpiece of the orchid arrangements at the three things Thailand's known for. Anyway, the problem with this whole business thing about Brian Joyce is that he's a phony. And I knew he was a phony, and the station knew he was a phony. And this was really ticks me off. When he was hired, I'm going late and I don't care. When he was hired, there was a meeting. And by the way, I'm not going to single out any corporate guy. I'm just going to do as a corporate they, okay? They means management. Okay, so when they held a staff meeting, we all were showing up there, and they announced that our afternoon guy, instead of doing news in the afternoon guy was going to be Brian Joyce from Chattanooga. And somebody in the room said, oh my God, he's a Trump hater. And the management said, well, yeah, but we want to be more inclusive. So if we have more people listening to the station, we'll expand our audience. And do you remember, when you were there, do you remember the 3 words I said at that meeting out loud? I was in the front row. And when he said they were getting Brian Joyce and the screen came out, he's a Trump hater. He hates Trump. You know what I said? 3 words. They'll kill him. They'll kill him. Which means the ratings are going to suck. And guess what? The ratings suck. He loses 80% of our audience. And frankly, I'm taking it personally. We started this talk show. No one did a talk show at this radio station until we came in here. We care about our product. We want to be inclusive. We want to expand. We want to be better, even better than we're doing right now, which is, by the way, unfreaking heard of against WSB and Rush Limbaugh. And then we get this guy to slam Jim Gossett's professional perspicacity. This guy's he's had jokes been stealing from him for 30 years. Gossett, my God, well, that just proves, the proof is in Jim Gossett. So you know that for someone to accuse him of stealing other people's stuff, it's just the opposite. But the biggest thing is he's such a phony and a fake and a coward that he won't be honest. If you're not honest with yourself, then you can go to hell. But you can call me all the names you want, little boy, but it doesn't make any difference if you start acting real. Be yourself. Come out of the political closet or any other, and be the real self that you are. And if they like you, great. If they don't, what the hell? It's professionalism. Act like a freaking man. The little freaking girl, I don't want to lose my audience again. Well, maybe you deserve to lose your audience because you don't have any talent. If he was funny, that's one thing, but he's not funny. I mean, anybody ever tune in and say, boy, I can't wait to see what Brian Joyce is going to say today. They know that about the newsbreaker. Like, God, What's he going to do on the Kimmer Show? But no one's ever said, gee, I can't wait to hear what Brian Joyce is going to make us laugh about today or really entertain us. That's it? Anyway, I'm telling you, and I don't care about what happens to anything, but he's offensive. The radio station never should have hired him. They've been letting this happen, and they knew it was going to happen because of bonehead decisions, and we got to suffer for it. To have him slander Jim Gossett professionally like that is appalling. And I resent the hell out of it. You can call me all the names you want, twit boy, but when you start doing that professional business stuff, you've gone way over the line. If you can't find some talent, maybe you can rent some. I don't know. I'm just thinking. Former stand-up comedian.
844-404-1067. And it's been brought to my attention again, man, Kimmer and Gossett, they just can't lay off me, can they? Obsessed. Fellas, you want to find yourself a woman who obsesses over you the way these two old men obsess over me. That's all I can tell you. Meanwhile, for God's sake, their fans are blowing me up on Facebook and Twitter. One guy called me Twinkle Toes. I wrote him back. I said, a cupcake like this guy calling me Twinkle Toes is like Ted Kennedy calling me a drunk. He tweeted back at me and called me Cupcake. The same thing I called him. If this guy was any more unoriginal, he'd be telling jokes on Kimmer's show, for God's sake. I shouldn't say that. Gossett's a good comedian. Where's he playing tonight, Hangman? The Knights of Columbus Hall? That's a hell of a gig. If he keeps working on his act, maybe he'll graduate to the convalescent home. It's a hell of a gig,
Don't bring me into
this. I played it myself, Played it myself like 15 years ago, when I was just a rookie. 844-404-1067, 25 minutes past the hour, and here's Shannon Burke. Let's take a phone call from Bill. Bill, you're on the Brian Joyce Show.
Hey, Brian, how's it going?
Hey, Bill. Hey, what's up, Bill?
Ain't nothing to it, brother. Tell Hangman if he like Jamaica, tell him to try Amsterdam sometimes. But anyway,
that's next on my list, Bill. I promise.
Anyway, what I was wanting to call about this, the thing with the cleavage and all that. It's all about maturity, dude. It's all about maturity. Men being men, men have values, decency.
Sure.
It's just stupid, the immaturity of people nowadays. Like I said, I'm 50, and I don't want to sound like an old fella here. But, you got to use your common sense. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Use your common sense.
I do.
Well, anyway, another question. That little grab-ass game you and Kimmer play, is that for real or a joke? Because keep it up, because I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious as hell, and tell everybody else to stay the hell out of it. But you guys have a good day, okay? Yep, thank you.
Bill, I appreciate that phone call. Thank you. I don't know what's real or fake on Kimmer's end or Gossett. I have no idea. I don't really associate with those guys. Like I said yesterday, it's just not really my thing. I tell you what, who's having a really good time with this is Shannon Burke. Shannon was texting me this morning. He says, dude, you got to keep this up. You got to do it because the ratings is loving it. It's good. Just keep going after them. I've told Shannon before. I said, look, man, I got other things to do. I'm a busy guy, I'm not like a failed comedian who's playing a Knights of Columbus Hall. I have things to do, Shannon. He said, no, you have to keep doing it. So anyway, we'll see what happens.
More of the Brian and Joyce Show on Newsradio 1067.
844-404-1067. All right, Hangman, regale us with our 420 rejoiner. So we just heard war.
It needs no explanation.
No explanation. Wait, I thought you were very excited to explain why.
No, I wasn't excited. I just wanted you to hear the song and know that I put some thought into it.
Yes, all right.
Because it seems like we have a little battle going.
I appreciate that, Hangman. Thank you very much. Ironically, my personal story about the song War, what is it good for, is the comedy club where I started, the Comedy Studio in Harvard Square, Massachusetts, iconic club. That's the song that they would play to start every show. And so that's, you know how there's certain songs in your head that, like, when you hear the song, you just get transported to a certain time, a certain place? That's one of those songs. They would play at the start of every show at the Comedy Studio. That's what they would start with, and then the show gets underway and the lights go down, and it was a great time. Now, granted, it wasn't a retirement home like, Gossett plays, but 844-404-1067. 844-404-1067. Right now, it's your your Kimmer moment of the day.
Now time for a little break with a Kimmer moment of the day.
I don't know who started this rumor. Maybe it was Gossett, because Lord knows he's not writing jokes. But anyway, I don't know who started this rumor, but there is a rumor, folks, that when the Dropkick Murphys come to the Roxy...
I must again point out, I am not
now, let's
gay.
not go there.